What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there tonight? It's your man, me, Mr. Talk 718 with Talk Life Media. Today's topic is navigating international romances, the truth about the Passport Brothers. This is going to be a good one, y'all. So bear with me. Let's have a little conversation. What's up, y'all? It's me, your man, Mr. Talk 718. And we're going to discuss that topic. It's a hot topic. Everybody want to talk about it. So let me be a person that's going to put my little 2 cents in. All right. The Passport Brothers, uncovering the world of cross culture dating. That's a part of the synopsis. I'm going to get into it, but we're going to discuss this right now: the good, bad, and we're going to have a little bit of articles up there so you guys can understand what's going on. Hello and welcome back to Talk Life Media. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our exciting content. Today, we'll be delving into fascinating and subcultures that's gaining traction among men seeking relationships beyond their own borders. We're talking about Passport Brothers. In this episode, we'll explore the good, the bad, and the complex aspects of being a passport bro. So buckle up and let's dive right in. We're going to start off with, of course, the good. First, let's discuss the positive aspects of being a passport bro. For many men, the main motivation behind this lifestyle is the opportunity to experience different cultures and connect with women from diverse backgrounds by traveling and interacting with people from various countries. Passport brothers often gain a broader perspective of life and relationships, breaking free from the limitations of their own cultural bubble. One of the main benefits of being a passport bro is the exposure to different cultures, language, and ways of life. This culture enrichment can lead to personal growth and self improvement as individuals learn to appreciate the beauty and diversity and adapt to new environments. Now, when I say new environments, a new environment can be New York to South Carolina to Texas, Texas to Florida, Florida to Phoenix, Arizona, Arizona to California, California to Washington State, Washington State to Anchorage, Alaska. I mean, you can find that cultural enrichment anywhere because America is a diverse place. I mean, like when I moved to Anchorage, Alaska, I never knew that I would meet so many Samoans. But what's funny is the only way I met Samoans and knew anything about Samoans was from wrestling, right? So when I went to Alaska, the diversity was different. There was a lot of Hawaiian people there, Native American Aleutian or Aleut natives, right? They were there, right? So the diversity could be found in America, but we have to expand our horizons and we have to, as people, we have to understand that even though we're used to big city life or small town America, if you just decided to say, you know what, I'm going to jump out of my comfort zone, you don't have to go international. But that's just my opinion. Authentic connections are another advantage. That's another advantage. The advantage is the opportunity to form genuine, authentic connections with people outside of the Western culture sphere. Some passport brothers argue that these relationships are less influenced by societal pressures and expectations, allowing for a more genuine connection and understanding between partners. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't have a comment for that because I don't, I do. Authenticity, authentication, just be real. And when you see that a person has red flags, then you have to run. See the problem. See, I wasn't gonna do this, but what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna break down every single thing that I'm reading from the research, right? I'm gonna break it down because there is a breakdown for everything, right? So authentic people, right? They're not hard to find. Once you see those red flags, you have to disappear. You have to become invincible and invisible at the same time. You got to put that strong skin, that tough skin on, and take the negative. And while you're taking it, you're moving away, right? So if someone is nasty or mean or wicked to you, but you are in a situation where you can't just up and go, right? Take it and then leave. Take it. Don't take it personal because now you already know the character of the person. So meeting someone, being with someone, you can get an authentic, mean, wicked, or evil person, or you can get an authentic, nice, sweet, and humble person, right? So it doesn't matter where you go in the world, there's people like everybody else in the world. You got good people and you got bad people. Break break from conventional dating. Passport brothers often view their dating approach as an alternative to the conventional dating scene, which they might find unfulfilling or incompatible with their values. By seeking relationships in different countries, they're able to explore alternative ways of connecting with potential partners. Uh, Again, it all boils down to the person, right? So if you're a genuine person and you're going into it with the right intentions, you will find a person no matter where you're at with the right intentions. Because just like you're looking for something good, they're looking for something good too in America. I want to just say, like, if you are a passport brother, right? And there's no criticism here, it's just critique, right? You can find whoever you want. But when you find whoever you want, don't put somebody down because you found what you want. If you have anything that you want to say negative, just critique that person. Don't generalize it because when you're generalizing a person and you're generalizing it and you're speaking on it, you're saying everyone in general is the same. And that's far from the truth because everyone is not the same, but you might find someone with some of the same characteristics, but that don't necessarily make them the same type of person. You might find someone, a woman that's aggressive, but she might be aggressive with her children, or she might be aggressive with her work. That don't necessarily make her an aggressive person, right? She's just strong, headstrong, and there's nothing wrong with a headstrong woman, right? We have to look at ourselves sometimes and say, can we handle X, Y, and Z? Not to say be abused by anyone, but we have to understand that we cannot point a finger without pointing a thumb. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what part or what role did I play in this woman's aggression towards me or argumentative ways towards me or ill-willed spirit towards me. We have to actually hold ourselves accountable for our part. And yes, it's true, ladies, that men, once we break up, we do hold ourselves accountable. We will say, hey, I know the role that I played. I slept with her best friend, or I got fired from my job too many times, or um, I didn't like to wash the dishes, right? We will say that. It's proven. Maybe the next video I'll do is showing proof that men do hold themselves accountable after the fact. But nevertheless, um, conventional dating is conventional dating. It doesn't matter where the person is from, Western culture, Eastern culture, Northern culture, or Southern culture. You will find people that's just like the people that you just left, no matter where you go, right? So we talked about the good, right? Don't get me wrong. Now, when it comes to the bad, I'm gonna flip it too. I'm gonna tell you what's good, right? I think I am. Let's see. Now, let's turn our attention to the potential downsides of being a passport bro. It's important to note that not all experiences are positive, and there are certain pitfalls to be aware of when embarking on this journey. Before I go on, I'm just going to ask you guys to do me a solid. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, like I was saying, stereotyping. One major concern is the potential for stereotyping and objectification of foreign women. By seeking relationships solely based on nationality or culture background, passport brothers might inadvertently perpetuate harmful stereotypes or reduce individuals to their cultural identity rather than seeing them as unique individuals. Everyone is a unique individual, so it don't matter where they're from. In America, you will find women of all cultural differences, of all nationalities, on all cultural backgrounds. So the passport brothers are going into other countries to meet these women before they get here. And when they get here, they get here. Best believe they got here some way. You understand? I work at the airport. I see men with Asian women, Spanish women, African women, and this is multiple cultural people. Jews with Africans, white men with Asians, Spanish men with black. Uniqueness is not rare. Uniqueness is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stop criticizing and we cannot stereotype people because the same thing you get over there, you're going to get over here. Number 2 on the bad list. Exploitation. Another issue to consider is the possibility of exploiting economic or social disparities between countries. Some passport bros may take advantage of less privileged individuals, consciously or unconsciously, which can create an imbalanced power dynamic in the relationship. This is my second time doing this video. All right, so I'm going to say what I said in the first video, right? Be humble if you have money, because just like you have it, it could be gone tomorrow, right? So if you're a passport brother, right? If you're leading with your wallet, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up being hurt because you're going to find out that that person only wants what's in your wallet. So be humble. Don't take advantage of the less privileged people because guess what? As a black man, we were also considered less privileged. So let's be fair. Let's be honest. Let's be loving. Let's be good to the people that we plan on meeting in these different countries or even in America, in Florida or in Texas or in Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? There are people in America that is here for you, but I'm not mad that you decided to go outside of the country to meet someone. I don't have the hang up like a lot of people. I don't care enough, right? And ladies, I want y'all to understand you should not care enough if it's not meant for you, right? So look what we do as a people. We put too much of our energy into things that doesn't pertain to us. Like there was a guy on YouTube, Tommy Sotomayor. He would say it all the time. If the shoe fits, then wear it. If it's not for you, then just don't worry about it because it's not for you. You understand? Some people need to hear tough love. Some people need to get tough love. Sometimes if a person see that they look real ridiculous at the things that they're doing, you don't need to tell them. They'll see it. So anyway, like I was saying, let's not exploit people, man. If we out here and we looking for love, let's do it for the right reason, and that's love. And again, like I said, this is nothing new. This passport brother thing, it's nothing new. It's the same old with a different name, right? Just remember, I told you that. cultural insensitivity. While the intentions may be to explore and appreciate other cultures, passport brothers can sometimes display a lack of cultural sensitivity or understanding. This can lead to misunderstandings or hurtful behavior, even if unintentional. So, if you're out there and you're dealing with somebody and they're Buddhist and they take their shoes off, respect their culture, respect it. Take your shoes off. If you go into a Buddhist temple, do what they do. Get down on your knees, pray, whatever they do. If that's what they do, you do it. Show respect because I can guarantee you they will respect your cultural difference, right? And I know we can. I know we can because um, a lot of the times men and women will get into a relationship with someone who is culturally different by way of religion, right? So culture just mean cult, right? CULT. So my cult might be Islam, and your cult might be Christianity, right? And we can be together. We just have to respect each other's belief, each other's culture. Let's make it happen. If this is what you want, let's make it happen. Long term commitment. Lastly, it's crucial to consider the long term implication of being a passport bro. Building a lasting relationship across culture and geographical boundaries can be challenging, and factors like language barriers, family expectations, and legal issues related to visas and immigration can make it difficult to maintain a successful partnership. If it's, okay, so, all right. So when I was younger, I'll give you a story, real quick story. I was like in like 20, maybe 21. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, yo, I can get you $10,000. All you got to do is marry somebody. 5,000 on 5,000 now, 5,000 once everything is done." I declined real quick. I did. Um, but it was all for a visa for immigration, right? Watching people go through that, it ends up being really bad. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be married. I want to be married because I love the person. You know, language barriers is hard, is difficult. A person can be beautiful, but if you can't understand each other, it makes it very difficult to actually be in a relationship. It's bad enough we live in America and we speak the same language and we still don't understand each other. So just imagine being with someone who speaks Spanish and you speak English, or they speak French and you speak Greek. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot of patience. And if you really want something, I say, hey, go for it. Be patient. Do what you got to do if this is really what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times, um, it could be a con. So be careful. Okay. So now, what I want to do, and I'm going to show y'all an article. It's an article from Arpena, date December 29th, 2020, is a Yahoo article from Travel and Noir. Travel Noir is like a blog or whatever, and what they do is they talk about travel, a lot of black travel. But this one probably hit home because a lot of black women were complaining about these brothers, right? My only problem with with this whole uh brother whatever thing they call it, whatever, I don't remember the name of it, passport bros or whatever. um we have to just remember not to di- disrespect or degrade our sisters, man. It, like I said earlier, if you have a problem with someone, don't generalize it. Speak on the matter at hand. Be specific so that it won't be misinterpreted by anyone, right? It makes sense to do it that way. But who knows, man? I mean, like people don't think a lot nowadays. They just do. We can't just do. We have to be mindful of the things that we do. So that's what I'm saying. Be mindful. Okay, so I'm going to go into this real quick. Why some black women are why some black women aren't happy with the passport bros. We going to dive in. We going to dive in. Okay. So, the passport bros have officially divided our internet. It's not ours. A growing group of thousands of black men is preaching to more men on social media platforms that women in our countries are the best sources for a traditional woman to settle down with. Just follow the hashtags and you'll see black men of all ages describing their experience with the opposite sex in other countries compared to the women in the United States. I'm not going to do the hashtags too much because it's not really a lot of not really saying anything. But this one from By Rich Life, it says passport movement explained. Men with options choosing tradition. Again, uh, tradition. It can't be tradition if it's not your tradition, right? It's new tradition. And I will elaborate on that in a moment. I'll elaborate on it now. Okay, so being a man in America, a lot of us black men did not grow up with our fathers, or we didn't grow up with our mothers, or we grew up with both, but it was drug addiction. A lot of these places, their parents are both there, so that's their tradition. Because our tradition is bad, is kind of messed up, right? And I know it sounds crazy, and you might not understand, but it makes absolute sense. Most of our content on Travel Noir consists of stories of people traveling and living abroad to find inner peace and happiness as a person of color on this here planet Earth. Black people have suffered through so many forms of prejudice in the United States that we've sought other countries to feel like human beings. The Passport Bros, that movement, could be seen as an annex to the same inner peace and happiness concept. A group of black men who don't feel needed and admired by black women looking for love overseas. They travel to different destinations worldwide and find happiness with the partner of the opposite sex. So now it says women against passport bros, right? She says, who hurt you? Black women and other women of color in America have gone to their TikToks, which is toxic, TikToxic, toxic, TOKIK, tox, TOKSIK is toxic. Nobody's catching on to that. TikTok is toxic, right? And social media accounts to speak against the passport brother movement. Passionately though. Black women in America already have so much on their shoulders for many. This movement is the straw that broke the camel's back. Again, and I will repeat this over and over and over again. If it doesn't fit, it shouldn't matter. Sunny Day Jones said the Passport Bros movement is actually not funny at all. Like, at all. It shouldn't be funny. It should be one, celebrated, or two, left alone. We don't need to respond to something that's negative. If you feel this is a negative thing, women, let it go. Let it be. Let them do what they want to do, right? Even when they generalize things, if it don't fit, let it go. Who you fighting for? You know what I'm saying? The fight, it makes it seem like there's some kind of jealousy going on. And I know it's not. It's just a strong sense of black woman power, but black woman power is not needed when black men decide that they don't want black woman power anymore. Let that sink. If a black man don't want a black woman, then she need to let him do what he have to do and don't worry about it because he's not looking for you anyway. Let him be. Let them be. 10,000 black men on one website. I think is a uh, Facebook group called Passport Bros. I think they got 10,000, 10K. That ain't nothing compared to the amount of black men that's still here loving and wanting you, right? So let it go. Let it go. There's no need to be upset about it. But there will be women that's upset. What women will be upset? Are you the ladies, like they say, are the ones who turned them down, but then turned around and said, I want you now? I don't know. Um, Dealing with the Kevin Samuels years, right? These women have come up with this 100,000 or more brother, right? It doesn't matter how good they are, how bad they are, what they're making. I'm talking about the women, what they're doing, if they live alone, if they not, they have children, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They've put this big, heavy burden on some of these men. I mean, I don't make $100,000, but I know how to play. I know how to honestly. I know how to play the game. Like I don't spend what I don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I go to the restaurant and I'm going to get chicken, I'm getting chicken. I'm not going to get a freaking steak if that's not what I can afford. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Anyway, most of their rebuttals are that the passport bros are weak black men that don't know how to court strong black women. I find offense to that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we already, if we're good or if we're bad, we're called deadbeats and that stick. We're called if a man don't want to be with a woman, we're called gay. It's so many negative things that black men get called, and it sticks. So to say a black man is weak because he doesn't want to deal with a black woman, that's not that I don't believe that. I just think that is so many women on the planet. A man has his fill. He can talk and date anyone, just like these black women can talk and date whoever they want. Stella got her groove back. I will throw that back up. How Stella got her groove back. Stella went to Jamaica and found a man. We congratulated that by making it a movie. So let's not do the slander. That's slanderous right there. Some women believe that the passport bros' true intentions are to have sex with foreign women and they're not searching for love. Other women have gone as far as to say they are emulating their white masters who have been notoriously known for colonizing and going to third world countries to find submissive wives for decades. Some women stated that they're getting foreign women at the exchange rate, as foreign women only want those men for the little bit of money they give them, and they aren't falling in love with them either. Black women who are anti-passport bros have called these men scum, predators, and in some instances, pedophiles. You see what I'm saying? That's a little bit too far. You can have your opinion, but it doesn't have to be that deep. But again, if the shoe fit, then it don't matter. Let's go down. Even more interesting is the feedback from women in other countries. They are also going to their TikToks toxic in support of passport bros, stating that some women in the Western world don't know how to treat their men. And I like that they said some women because it's not all, it's just some women, right? Some say American women lack femininity. And when these men get to these countries, they treat them like men should be treated. I don't even understand how men should be treated. It depends on the man, right? It depends on the woman. It depends on that dynamic, right? So if you got two business minded people, then do you treat him femininely? Like do you act feminine as a woman? See, it's so much. That's why tradition is old news. You have to build your own tradition. And that's the problem. Men want things that is old school. This shit is out the window. Yet they saying that this is what men should be treated like. we don't know, especially as black men, we don't really know what men should be treated like. I just know that we shouldn't be treated toxic, just like women should not be treated toxic. We have to communicate and listen. And that's the only way we're going to have a good relationship in a Western, so called Western civilization. They, they proudly speak on their traditional values and beliefs, even if they aren't from countries such as the United States and the United Kingdom. However, a group of black men also speak against passport brothers, claiming they're just a group of guys with no game. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Um, the brothers couldn't land a successful black woman because they lacked intelligence, or similar to what the black women were stating. The passport bros are a group of liars looking to sexually exploit different countries because they were never accepted in social circles where they're from. Huh. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I don't think it takes game. I think that's what that. Honestly, if I, let me read this. Let me reiterate. I'm gonna tell you what how I feel about this statement. Okay, it says the bros couldn't land a successful black woman because they lacked intelligence, or similar to what the black women are stating. The passport bros are a group of liars looking to sexually exploit different countries because they were never accepted in social circles where they're from. Um, Earlier the dude said that they didn't have any game, right? I think that's counterproductive, and I'm gonna tell you why. So when you say a man has no game, that means he has to play with the woman's mind. Now that's mental, right? Now you're dealing with a woman and you're playing games with her mind, making it a mental game, right? To get her, right? When all it takes is just being honest, and if you don't get her, she was not meant for you. But playing the game is what have passport brothers out here, because there's brothers out there talking about they want to play a game and they want to do this and they want to do that, and then they doing the women dirty because they're playing the game. How about not play a game? How about being adults and communicate and express what you want and what you don't want? Let's not play the games. It says, however, a group of black men also speaking against passport brothers, claiming they're just a group of guys with no game. I don't want to play games with a woman. It's crazy. These people are nuts. I wanted to also bring up the fact that passport brothers is nothing new, right? Nothing new. How they say there's nothing new under the sun. So if they did it once, it's been done multiple times. So what passport brothers, what it is, it's a new form of mail order bride. A mail order bride is a woman who lists herself in a catalog and is selected by a man for marriage. The majority of the women making use of these services in the late 20th century and early 21st century are from East Asia, Southern East Asia, the post Eastern Bloc countries, and Latin America. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, large numbers of Eastern European women have advertised themselves in such a way, primarily from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova. And you also have men who do it too, and they're called mail ordered husbands. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing new under the sun. We just make it an issue, but it's not. It should never be an issue. If it doesn't fit you, then it shouldn't matter. Let's go here. I'm gonna go here real quick. I'm just gonna let you read the title: "Love or Exploitation: The Passport Bros Debate and Why Men Are Leaving Home in Search of Wives." You may be wondering what the passport bros phenomenon is about, since social media has been littered with posts about it over the last few months. The term referred to men who go out of their countries to seek love and marriage from women they consider more traditional, respectfully, and wifely from parts of Africa, including South Africa, Europe, and Asia, among other places. While some social media posts about the phenoms are lighthearted and fun, others range from confrontational to accusatory and distasteful. I'm not going to get into it, but just know that we have TV shows about people getting married, right? And it's TV shows. What is it? 60-day marriage or something like that. These people are getting married and meeting each other, and they're talking via cell phone and all of that stuff. They're getting married. And in 60 days, you see what happened after the marriage. So my thing is this. It's a big business, right? And I know for sure you have some people who actually watch that show. Stay away from me, Satan, because I won't watch that show. It's not for me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we can criticize the Passport Brothers and then we don't do anything to get a show like that off of TV, we are just hypocrites, right? We have shows. We see people dealing with people from different countries, and we watch it. And I'm generalizing. I'm saying we as people, we watch it. And that show has been on for years, and we still watching it. That seems a little bit hypocritical to me. It's not fair to criticize these men for doing what they're doing. Now, if they're bashing or if they're downplaying black women, then y'all get at them. That's fine with me. But at the same time, I would prefer not to get at them because if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. Remember, what was it? The fairy tale about the princess. She wasn't a princess. She was a stepdaughter, Cinderella. And when she ran and she left the shoe because it was 12 o'clock and everything was turning back to normal, the shoe was left behind. And what happened? Everybody was trying to put their feet in that shoe. But if the shoe didn't fit, they shouldn't have tried to wear it. The shoe was meant for a specific foot. So when you think of these Passport Brothers and all of the derogatory things that some of them say, not all, but some of them say, yo, you don't even have to pay no mind to it. You don't have to. Now, in Brazil, right, there's a guy, I'm going to play a little bit of the video. Brazil police warns women of Passport Brothers seeking traditional wife overseas. Trouble in paradise, eh? This was written, let's see who wrote this. I don't know if that's who wrote it. Doesn't really have an author. So, anywho, we know where the Passport Brother is now. I'm just gonna play a video. I have to freaking do this. I gotta refresh it because I played it already. This is my second time doing this video over. Let's see. Talking trouble in paradise. Let's see. Let's see what he's saying.
In English, and they don't really know how to speak English that well, and they're misinterpreting a lot of things because I don't say anything negative about Brazilians, so that's why it's so shocking to me to have this going on. At first, this is very heartbreaking to me. The fact that it was always my dream to live in Brazil, and my YouTube channel was centered around me showing other men, not just the women, but just if you guys understand English and you watch my videos, you see me talk about how I enjoy just, first of all, we can start with just the drinks, on how well the drinks are in Brazil. I love the drinks in Brazil over any other country I've been to, even my home country. The food is a lot more healthy. I have a lot more energy. My skin glows a lot better in Brazil. Everything about me is better in Brazil. But I'm very heartbroken knowing that because this whole situation is going on, that even, let's say, for example, I'm not banned to come in Brazil. Since my name has been slandered around and misinformed to the majority of the people. Well, it seems like the majority of Brazil, but a lot of people in Brazil, it's not safe even if I wanted to come back. You know, if I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it wouldn't be safe.
Now it's not safe for you. You snitch like a little bit. Yeah.
All right, so this dude here, he's a clown, and I don't like that he's bashing.
That's what y'all was doing, and you done blew the spot up, and now you apologizing to Brazilian women. No. You need to be apologizing to our queens in America for disrespecting them, okay? And realize that American women didn't get you canceled, bruh. Brazilian women got you canceled. And now you can't even really walk the streets of Brazil and feel safe. American women didn't do that to you, bruh. And I just want to say this, because I was a person that y'all seen from the beginning as a man. I seen that my queens in America were being disparaged and being disrespected, and I wasn't going for that. I took a stand, and I stayed on the passport bro's head, all right? So a lot of attention got brought. I have multiple videos on my page that have went viral talking and exposing passport bros, okay? So now other men, you know what I'm saying, when you see things going on in the community that's not right, y'all take a stand. Y'all don't go for that nonsense, and you continue to uphold the sanctity and value of our women, because at the end of the day, that is the pearl of our society, period. And I don't care what nobody have to say, that's real.
So my only thing with that brother is the fact that he forget that accountability goes both ways. So just like you're holding that man accountable for going to Brazil, he has to hold some of these sisters up because they do disparaging things too. So when it boils down to it, let's stop pointing fingers, man. For real. What he did right there was worse than the Passport Brothers. Because you got to remember, there's always two sides to the story. So a man can't get fed up, a woman can't get fed up either. Let's be real, young man. You made that statement, the real king, whoever, King Brujo, I mean, like, I get where you're coming from, but you still have to hold people accountable for their actions. And being human, no one is innocent, because it says that you are born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Iniquity means sin, the thought of sin. No matter what you do, you're going to be sinful. Babies sin and do things. They fight for no reason. They steal from each other, and they don't even know that they're stealing. They manipulate, and they don't even realize that that's what they're doing. And you don't have to teach them anything. It's just something natural to them, and that's what iniquity is. I want to big up everybody who's listening. I want to say thank you for the time. Big up to my sister on TikTok who asked me to do a part 2. She said that I went in on a porta potties to Dubai, but I really didn't. I was just going in on how disgusting, you know. But to each their own, right? Who am I to judge? Anyway, it's your man, Mr. Talk 718.
I'm a boss.
Out here, I call the shots.
It's the boss.
Show him who's the boss.
Mr. Talk 718.
I'm a boss, you a work of